Hiya, hiya. Well, I guess this coronavirus has ruined my company of speed dating. No takers anymore. You can't kiss anymore. I got a body condom that I'm going to put out. That's the next adventure that I'm going to be on. You know, seriously though, a lot of people are very disturbed about China. Every time there's a coffin, it should say "Made in China." There's a lot of different things that go on that people are wanting to be friends with China because we think they have lived through this, so they have the solution, or at least they have all of our money and our companies. So we need to just reclaim all of that. You know, we got to do is start our own companies again here and forget about it, like we did with General Motors. You know, remember that song? What was it? Down by the levee, take your Chevy by the levee. Well, that's what happened with the president. General Motors now has to make respirators, and they've been ordered. It's a military order. Get there and make those respirators. I hope they're better than the Chevy cars. I remember when we had Chevrolets. The see the USA and the Chevrolet. Yeah, well, you're not going to do that right now. You're going to see the bedroom and the kitchen and the bathroom in the USA. But Chevy's a good company. You know, I mean, in Buffalo, they have the plant, the General Motors plant in Tonawanda, New York, where they made Wurlitzer jukeboxes. How about that for history? So now you can go on Jeopardy. But, you know, on the General Motors side, that plant never closed, and they never had unemployment on that one plant, the General Motors plant, where they made the Chevys, I think. Also, Buffalo was famous for a lot of other things that produced me. Well, I don't know, the first shock jock, the first car that never fired anybody in that town. But, you know, we've had a lot of history, all of us, and we have to keep going with that because some people are guided by the future. And, you know, they look at the stars, they look at astrology, but they're not looking at the past. And, you know, I know the past, if you don't read about it, you're going to repeat it. That's what they say. I think one of the things is, what are they doing with those newspapers that they say is carrying the virus? Nobody reads the papers anymore. I mean, how are you carrying virus? I was a newspaper kid when I was 12 years old, you know. And I used to collect the money once a week. Remember, you deliver the paper every day, and then at the end of the week, you go to the house and you collect the money. And I just got to the point where I threw the paper in the bushes, and the woman, one of them on my route said, I said, "Where's my money?" And she said, "It's where you threw the paper." So I had to go to do that. Yeah, people get even. You know, I mean, they get even. You got to wait. It's like my daughter said. She said, you know, when we were teenagers, you used to tell us what to do. And now we're telling the parents to come home and stay home, and what time we're supposed to come in, which is not the case because we're not going anywhere. And this is what do they use? The expression was, "You're not going anywhere fast," right? We're not going anywhere. We got to sit here. I'm going to go to Whole Foods, and look around and get my Prime discount, and shop with the other 10 people with masks and gloves. We all look like we're serial killers. Well, maybe serial killers don't look like serial killers. Maybe that's a stereotype. It's cruel of me. And Miami Beach closes at 10 o'clock now at night. You can't go on the beach. Used to be black people were not allowed on Miami Beach after 9 p.m. That was the law back even in the 60s, I think, 60s, 70s almost. But remember that? Yeah, I mean, we were really prejudiced back then. Now we don't allow anybody after 10 o'clock, no matter what color you are. You ain't going. But, you know, that all came because of the spring break, and now we're back to speed dating. You know what that is? You better not do it. This is like roulette, you know, not Russian. China roulette. That's what we're playing. Don't be so easy on these Chinese. You know, they started all of this and didn't tell us soon enough, and we have a president that wants to kiss their asses. What's that all about? I guess it's a way of a spoiled child, you know, with China's complaining that we're giving propaganda. Communist country telling us that we're giving propaganda. Hello. You got to watch. You just got to watch everybody and what they say. Words are important, you know. That's why I told them to go screw themselves. In that order. It's a Reynolds Wrap that you follow on Facebook. It's the late Joey Reynolds, and sign up for the Reynolds Wrap, which is on YouTube. That's where you can get me. And tell the Chinese they're invited to my party. I'd like to stick a chopstick in their hand. This is it. It's the Reynolds Wrap.